Hello my friends, this is Jose from LuoVita. Today I'm going to talk about why success starts with you, with us all. That means most successful people will tell you a story about their humble beginnings. And I also have the story of my beginning. It was very humble, as my parents were humble. And these people know that success doesn't come easy. And it requires a lot of work. I know it's cliche, but it starts with finding the right definition of success for you. Avoiding comparing yourself to others. Instead, create your own version of success. And how do we do this? So, first, we are responsible for our own failures. That means whether it's on personal life or in business, it's important to take responsibilities for our own success and for our failures. That means when we do this, it gives us more control and it helps us stay on track for achieving our goals. So it's also a great way to learn from our mistakes and improve ourselves. Sometimes it's easy to blame other people for our own failures and external factors, for example, but this will damage ourselves in a lot of ways. For example, it can break our relationship with something or prevent us from learning from our mistakes. It's also a waste of time because meanwhile, instead of working on our improving failures, we are blaming others and will keep us from managing our changes and improve our situation. So for example, let's say that you make a mistake during a presentation. It could be something minor as a typo or something bigger as forgetting to include a document, for example. But you have the responsibility for your mistake and you take it and you apologize, and people will be appreciative and respect you for being honest with them, and they will also trust you more in the future. So you should remember that everyone makes mistakes. And there is no excuse for not taking the time or putting in the effort. And we will learn from our mistakes. And we learn also from other successful people that had gone through this. For example, you can learn about how they handle their own failures and to see how this applies to your life. So you can also take inspiration from this experience of people who came from disadvantageous background and went to become some major successes in their field. So this will help you to realize that failure is not a barrier to success and it's possible to overcome any setback. And taking responsibility for our failures can be difficult, I know that, but it's rewarding, believe me. If you recognize your mistakes and learn from them, you can then move forward and achieve your goals. So don't be afraid to embrace your failures, and because they can be the best opportunities for growth. And we should also be grateful for these mistakes. I know it's weird, but because this really helps us grow, and every time we stop to think, now what? So we are responsible for our happiness, right? If you feel happy, for example, or if you want to feel happy, you are responsible for your own happiness. If we rely on others to make us happy, we will end up, for example, dissatisfied, disappointed, unhappy, because they don't live our life. Instead, we must learn to find these pieces of happiness in daily life. So, for example, maybe you find successes in what you want to eat, or you have managed to get something healthy, or how you drive from work in a more stressless way, or you can feel successful by doing your best to help someone else. So these small things will add up then and to a happier life. For example, whether you are someone that are already more successful, or you still have this, you have to always this responsibility to create your own happiness. You can have, for example, all the money and resources in this world, and you have a lot of followers or something, but you may feel empty inside and you will never be truly satisfied if your success doesn't really make you happy. So we will need to redefine our definition of success. So that includes what includes our happiness. So determine what makes you happy. Begin by writing down your core needs and values. Once you have a clear idea of what is important to you, and you can begin to take action. Over time, this action will start to form into habits and build this momentum, this flow, and these habits will become part of our life, and we will be able to create our systems. That means to create systems in life that will help us to stay on track. And when we create these systems, we must be sure to include a component, situation that allows us to meet our core needs. That means, for example, if you value family and friendship, it's important to make time for these activities. And you may need to include, for example, to create a schedule and that enables you to believe and to be available when someone needs you. So don't allow yourself to fall in this trap of comparing yourself to other people. We will then feel bad, and we will judge ourselves too harshly or compare our accomplishments to others. So we need to accept that everyone's journey is different, and that there are always going to be difference between you and me and the other person. So we are responsible for our own health, for example. So nobody else will feed us, Our health is important, because, if we want to achieve something, we must be healthy, physically and mentally. And this is very, very important to achieve our goals. Eating well, getting enough sleep, or exercising, for example, avoiding, for example, bad habits. And if you have this health goal, we should have a health goal all the time, it's important to include this in our daily life. So why? This helps us to define also our success. I know but everything is related. It's important to identify what your definition of success are. That it's not easy, but it's very important in order to create this plan for us, this plan of success. It may be helpful to, for example, write down your definition of success in your journal or in a list, and this helps you to stay focused and avoid getting, for example, distracted or sucked in someone else's definition of success, for example. And once you have defined your definition of success, it's important to determine why it is important to you. This can be, I know it's a difficult question sometimes, but it's important to ask yourself this question, because you will discover your true motivations. So it's also helpful to write down these answers, why you want this, and then get back to them from a few times, because that your definition of success will change over time. It's a good idea to, from time to time, get over this definition and ensure that it's still valid. For example, at one point in your life you might want to achieve financial independence, and this could happen, and then it's not really a goal anymore. But now, for example, it can mean something different, such as raising a family or making a difference in the world. So everyone, we are different, and our goals and aspirations are different, are all the time changing also. We change as a person, our character and the way we see things. So let me know in the comments. I really hope this was really helpful for you, and let me know how this made you feel and see things differently. And I invite you also to subscribe to new LuoVita newsletter to once a week receive inspiration and receive these words of encouragement, and to see opportunities in a different way and to see them all together. So let me know, and don't forget to subscribe, and take care of yourself. Bye.